Hey guys, it's Dominic96. I'm sure you've heard about Charlie Kirk's assassination. It happened September 10th at around 12 p.m. He was in Utah Valley University hosting a prove me wrong debate. He goes to, a whole bunch of college campuses and he goes and talks to college students and he has open debates, open discussion. You've probably seen his videos on social media.
What's your name?
None of your business, unfortunately, but...
Okay, hello, nice to meet you, none of your business.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So, do you love America?
Yes, I do.
I hate America. Every state in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Well, I just first have to ask, since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
Let me tell you something.
Your face is an idiot.
America is the only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave. That's how you know you live in a great country.
Can you prove that? Well, thank you. May I have a hat?
No. So let me ask you, none of your business. Who do you plan to vote for?
I plan to vote for Kamala Harris.
Why?
I mean, you answered my question, so I'm done here. Like, there are people waiting.
Can you tell me her greatest accomplishment?
No, I can't.
Can you tell me a single accomplishment?
I cannot. I want to leave. Like.
If you never heard of Charlie Kirk, he was a conservative political activist. He founded his own organization when he was 18 in his garage. It was called Turning Point USA. It's primarily for college campuses and schools and stuff like that. What was cool about Charlie is that he would debate you no matter what, no matter who you are. It didn't matter what race you were, what religion, sexuality, if you're transgender. He would debate you no matter what, and he would always have a civil conversation. On September 10th, someone was asking him a question about trans shootings, and then Charlie asked about whether he was asking about gang violence or mass shootings in general or something.
Transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
He had the microphone in his hand, and right whenever he put his microphone down, someone shot him in the neck who was on the roof, 200 feet away.
Mr. Robinson, for count 1, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty, mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole, or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, and that may be for life. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression.
I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Whenever I found out it happened, it was a little bit after it happened, maybe 30 minutes or something like that. I was at work and I stopped everything I was doing, immediately went to my Facebook, and then, I saw someone shared a video. It was of him getting shot, but like far away. I opened up Instagram. Instagram had like the up close video. It was just like surreal, I guess. I just could not believe it. Sorry guys, I didn't realize that my light went out. And when I saw that, I just freaked out. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, man, there's no way he can survive that. Seeing that video really scarred me. I still think about it every day, and I'll probably never forget it in my entire life. He was such an intelligent man, very articulate with his thinking. He was very strong in his religion, his faith. He was a good husband, a good father, and he fought for what he believed in. He wasn't afraid to speak up. Don't watch that video because it'll just be burned in your mind, in your head. I don't know. Maybe if you watch it, it'll sink in how serious all this is. Can't even talk and have civil discussions and debates without getting shot. I have never felt this impacted, this emotional over a public figure ever in my life. I've never shed like actual tears over someone I don't know that's a public figure. I mean, even if you're not political or anything, he was a human being like us, like you and me. It's just pretty sick to think that someone could just kill another person just because of their views, just because they don't agree. The whole thing is just so disturbing. I loved watching his videos. I would watch his videos a lot. I didn't agree with everything he said. Me and him, like, there's some things that, you know, we don't agree on, but I mean, that's fine. That's the whole point of agreeing to disagreeing. He actually was one of the people who inspired me to start making videos, speaking my mind and not being afraid to say how I feel about these social issues and my political views. He's partially the reason why I speak out. I definitely owe him a thank you. I'm just devastated that I'm not gonna be able to watch his videos anymore, any new videos anyway. And then like seeing his wife in his podcast studio when she made a public speech about Charlie, just seeing like his empty chair, it just makes it more real. And I see people freaking celebrating his death, laughing at it, being all psychotic. I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of those videos on TikTok, just in social media in general. Like, I mean, it's like everywhere. So it's just disturbing to see someone publicly executed in front of the world, seen the video, and still have the audacity to laugh at it, make fun of him. It's really disturbing. You don't even have to like him to have some humanity. If you've ever seen a video of his, like an entire video, not just like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, if you've seen multiple videos of him actually talking, him actually having civil debates and everything, you would see what kind of person he is. These people that are calling him a Nazi, calling him racist, saying that he's hateful, spreading hate, they've obviously never seen a full video of his. They've probably seen like little clips here and there that make it seem like he's a horrible person and take things out of context. Even Dean Withers made a video talking about how Charlie didn't deserve to die.
His kids don't deserve that, man. Nobody deserves that. Not even Charlie Kirk. Nobody deserves that.
And if you don't know Dean Withers, he was kind of like a rival, not an actual rival, but him and Charlie didn't really see eye to eye with their views. Dean is a liberal. Charlie was very conservative, like Republican, but they've debated a few times, or I don't know how many times they've debated, but I know they have debated.
Okay, first of all,
Do we have our terms correct? We agree?
Actually, no. So first of
Okay,
all,
got
I
it.
would like to refine our terms. I
Got
have
it.
2 points to bring up after that, though. So you define murder as like intentionally like killing a human being.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very poor way to define murder, because if someone were to like break into my home and point a gun at the heads of me and everybody I love, and I intentionally kill them to prevent them from killing my family, I don't think I murdered them, right? So I would define murder as the unjustified termination of a human life.
You're making a good point. Let me further clarify that. So self-defense is
Right.
very warranted.
Exactly, right?
But I can see where you're going to go with how that has to go with abortion, but We can go down that journey in a second.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I kind of do want to give you my argument insofar as why I'm pro-choice, why I think it's justified. But first, I think that, your position is quite absurd, right? Because you're saying that it is murder to kill a human being, right, at any point in development, especially when it's in the mother's womb. My question to you would be, well, does this make women with IUDs murderers? Because it is the case that in some scenarios, an IUD will allow for conception to occur, meaning there's a unique human life there, but it will prevent its implantation, intentionally killing it.
Well, no, preventing implantation is not necessarily the same thing as terminating a fertilized egg. For example, if you take Plan B, again, it's not the same thing. Preventing the production of progesterone is not the same thing as terminating a being that has been fertilized. You do not know for a fact that the egg has been fertilized. You do not know that when you have an IUD.
Okay, yeah, so preventing fertilization or implantation to the uterine lining is killing a conceived zygote. So what happens? A sperm goes into the egg, right? The egg becomes fertilized. It's a conceived zygote. In some cases, it will prevent the implantation of the conceived zygote, killing the conceived zygote.
In some cases, correct.
So what do you say in some cases, women with IUDs are murderers?
Of course not, they're not murderers. We do not know for a case. That's like saying that
So what's the difference between an IUD killing a conceived zygote and like a mother going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
Well, so you're asking two separate things. If they knew for certain, to be more clear, that I have a fertilized egg and I'm going to take a drug to prevent that fertilized egg from attaching to their uterine wall, then yes, that is an act of killing or murder, of course.
Okay, so do you think all murderers should go to jail?
Do I think all murderers should go to jail? I mean, on third degree murder. However, no, I don't think women that got abortions or had IUDs should go to jail, because I think that they have been deceived by mass culture and mass propaganda. Secondly, the people who should go to jail are the abortionists, who are the ones that have been putting the abortion pill, the ones that have been doing procedures, the ones that have been going into the third trimester and breaking babies' backs and inserting them with syringes while the babies are crying and suffocating, being born alive, and then being dead on the operating table. Okay. That is who should go to jail.
Oh.
That was actually the best point somebody made.
We'll have to talk about that.
Even Dean, when he was reacting to his death, he was crying and saying how Charlie didn't deserve it and his kids didn't deserve it. He was very upset by it. And he was actually showing human decency. He even said if you're one of those people that are celebrating it, he didn't support them. Honestly, I have a lot of respect for him now. Just from him saying that, it just speaks volumes to his character. I don't agree with everything he says either. I'm more like conservative leaning. I don't agree with his views. I'm sure everybody can come to some kind of middle ground, no matter what your views are, where you came from, or whatever. But people are just too dense to even think outside of what they've been told or seen in the media. This should be a wake-up call for everybody who are afraid of backlash from their family, their friends, keeps biting their tongue, scared to speak their mind about these issues and about what's going on right now with Charlie Kirk. We can't stay silent anymore. We gotta look at the bigger picture here. Charlie Kirk was assassinated because he voiced his opinions, wasn't afraid to get out and speak in front of thousands of people. He didn't care what other people thought about him. He believed in God, believed strongly in family, and overall, he was just a good person. It didn't matter if you were gay, transgender, Black, Hispanic, if you're another religion. He would have a civil conversation, a civil debate. Yeah, there would be times where he would have his little smart remarks or be sarcastic. But I mean, who doesn't do that? I know I don't have a huge following or anything like that at the moment, but even if this reaches one person, encourages them to speak up and fight for what they believe in, it's worth it. One person makes a huge difference. Just look at Charlie. There's probably thousands and thousands of people who never knew who he was, and now they know who he is. We're gonna keep fighting for what's right, for moral values. We're not gonna let them silence us. I just want to say thank you to Charlie Kirk for inspiring me to make my voice heard, even though I have a lot of controversial opinions. I feel more confident now to put myself out there and try to make a difference, even if it's just one person. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
How do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.